Welcome back to Movie Moshow. Today we are going to review the crime comedy film, War Dogs. If you like our content, don't forget to like and subscribe. We upload multiple times daily. Spoilers ahead. 2008 January, Albania. David Packhouse, Miles Teller, is pulled out of a trunk by two masked men, who then begin beating him. A man is pointing a gun at David's face. David's voice may be heard identifying the type of gun and mentioning that he is a global arms dealer. Videos of American soldiers posing with the equipment and weaponry are shown. While some see a hero defending his country, David claims to see thousands of dollars worth of supplies. David claims that money is ultimately what drives war. Anyone who asserts the contrary is complicit and is expected to keep quiet. The scenario then shifts to Miami, Florida in the year 2005. David, a $75 per hour massage therapist, resides with his lover Ana de Armas. David attempts to sell bedsheets to a nursing home on the side but discovers that no one gives a shit about old people. David meets up with an old buddy named Ephraim DeVerley, Jonah Hill, at a funeral. Afterward, they hang out and try to buy some marijuana from nearby drug dealers. Ephraim gives them $300 for marijuana, but they keep the cash and ignore him while flaunting a gun to get him to leave. In order to scare the drug dealers away, Ephraim enters his car and opens the trunk to retrieve a larger revolver. Ephraim and David talk about his new line of work, gun running. David is given instructions on how to make money off the fight against terrorism. At first, David is reluctant to become involved, but when he finds out as is expecting, he realizes he needs to earn more money than he is now making. She accepts his fabrication that he and Ephraim are selling bedsheets to the American soldiers. David and Ephraim launch their own company, A Incorporated, with financial support from Ralph Slutsky, Kevin Polak, after becoming knowledgeable about the ins and outs of the arms trade and scrutinizing government contracts. The lads quickly secure a contract to sell weaponry to the U.S. Department of Defense. They encounter a problem when they ship Berettas to Jordan while not being aware that Italian-made weapons cannot be delivered. During a dinner gathering with Iz and her friends, Ephraim interrupts David. Iz overhears their chat when they are outdoors and discovers the truth about what David is up to, which enrages her. Traveling to Jordan, David and Ephraim meet with smugglers who will assist them in getting the guns back. Marlboro, Sean Tobe, a stranger they encounter, offers to drive the men to their destination. The men wake up and don't see Marlboro when they stop for petrol in Fallujah. Inside the station, Ephraim discovers a dead body and discovers Marlboro siphoning gas. Iz calls David and seems to forgive him for lying to her, despite the fact that she finds it offensive. The men later saw vans approaching and individuals firing firearms in their direction. Despite having an empty tank, David and Ephraim make an attempt to escape. Running after them, Marlboro climbs atop the truck and fills the tank as they move. The men are saved when a U.S. helicopter lands and orders the mercenaries to cease fire. To deliver the weapons, the lads meet with Captain Santos, Patrick St. Esprit. The guys get paid, and he thanks them for passing through the triangle of death. The guys quickly start earning more money and landing more contracts. They begin employing individuals to work for A, and they begin conducting business with Henry Gerard, Bradley Cooper, who is rumored to be a legend when it comes to securing significant agreements with the army. A baby girl named Ella is also welcomed by David and Iz. Ephraim, however, has an increasing megalomania, even dismissing one man on the spot for merely correcting him. The Afghan deal, which would enable David and Ephraim to give the Afghan army a variety of weaponry and ammunition, is then accomplished by David and Ephraim. The fact that the contract came from China presents a challenge because Chinese ammunition is prohibited by the U.S. Army's embargo on the Chinese military industry. The ammunition and guns are nonetheless wrapped and sent out by Ephraim. When David and Ephraim work out their split of the payment, the lads fall out with their company. When David calls Ephraim out for taking advantage of others, Ephraim has the two guys from the movie's opening kidnap and assault David. David dissolves his business relationship with Ephraim, particularly after Ephraim refuses to reimburse David and Ralph for thousands of dollars that are due to each of them. David chooses to just resume his work as a massage therapist. A reporter calling about an inquiry into the Afghan deal calls David. He is aware of his predicament. He enters an elevator and rides down to where Ephraim is waiting. Ephraim acknowledges that David is able to see through his attempts to appear sympathetic and to regard him as a friend. Ephraim is struck in the face by David. They are met by a large group of FBI officers when they descend the stairs, and the two are taken into custody. Ralph was complicit with the FBI, according to David's voiceover as the movie draws to a close, but he too is captured. But the packaging worker, whom Ephraim neglected to pay, exposed them, and that is what finally killed them. Fraud and conspiracy charges were brought against both men. David was placed under house arrest for 7 months, which allowed him to remain with Iz and Ella, while Ephraim received a 4-year prison sentence. David and Henry have a meeting in the final scene. He starts asking a lot of questions about their transactions until Henry produces a case full of cash and offers David the money in exchange for no more questions. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.